50 years of Schaeffler's LuK brand. Everything starts with an order from Volkswagen. Dr. Wilhelm and Dr. Georg Schaeffler establish LuK, Lamellen und Kupplungsbau Häussermann and thereby ensure the necessary expertise to complete the order. LuK, as we know it today, is born. After a record-breaking construction phase of 6 months, the clutch plant in Bühl is finished in 1965. Entrepreneurial determination, power of innovation and the great dedication of our employees make Schaeffler's LuK brand one of the world's leading automotive suppliers for the drivetrain. The Diaphragm spring clutch sets the course here. In the 1970s, the Diaphragm spring clutch steadily replaced coil springs in the passenger car industry. The clamp load required for transmitting the engine torque is now provided by a slotted diaphragm spring. The diaphragm spring is especially noticeable for drivers as the reduced release load means that only a slight force must be applied to the pedal.
Freedom, just getting into the car and driving wherever it is you want to go. Yes, that was not a problem for my husband. However, I just didn't have the strength to push down properly on the clutch. Despite having my driver's license, I always sat in the passenger seat. However, then the Volkswagen Beetle came along, which fitted diaphragm spring clutch. My life changed overnight. All of a sudden I was independent. It was as if the world had opened its doors to me, an indescribable feeling.
The dual mass flywheel revolutionizes the construction of damping elements. The emerging turbo diesel engines overstrain the torsion springs in the clutch discs. Undesired vibrations occur in the drivetrain. LuK identifies this problem at an early stage.
A few visionaries back then recognized that the concepts available at the time were coming to an end, and, furthermore, that it was not physically possible to go any further. That's why they decided to go in a completely different direction. Then, after some toing and froing and some failed attempts and wrong turns, the dual mass flywheel was developed. To begin with, I didn't even really believe in it myself. Success was by no means a given. A company must also be prepared to spend money on projects whose success is not always guaranteed. The great things that move our world today are all things that we were laughed at to begin with. It fills me with a source of pride to see that many of today's vehicles have these damper systems, the development of which I could play a part in, and for which solutions were found that satisfy both the vehicle manufacturers and the end customers.
From a wear part to a long-term solution and optimum pedal force despite high engine torques. This masterpiece comes in the form of a self-adjusting clutch, or SAC for short. When the friction lining of a clutch with diaphragm springs wears out, the SAC adjusts itself. The feeling at the pedal remains the same for the driver. A groundbreaking innovation. With the continuously variable transmission, or CVT for short, comes a new dimension of force transmission. This innovation makes its debut in 1999 under the name of Multitronic in the new Audi A6. The dry double clutch is an innovative development with great customer benefit. With optimum efficiency and without interrupting the tractive force, two automatically actuated clutches work in succession and transmit the engine torque to the transmission. The LuK engineers succeeded in making a quantum leap with this innovation. The Integrated Torque Converter ITC is one of the latest innovations of the Schaeffler LuK brand. The completely revised torque converter system saves weight and creates space for even more efficient torsion dampers, a decision factor for the market success of the torque converter. Electric mobility is a milestone on the path to the future. Environmentally friendly and resource-saving without sacrificing comfort. Schaeffler is focusing on mobility for tomorrow.
People often say to me, environmentally friendly racing without engine noise. There is no such a thing. But yes, let me tell you, there is such a thing. I deliberately chose Formula E. My Formula E car accelerates just as fast as a Formula 1 racing car and does so without a drop of gasoline. Not to mention the noise. Thanks to Schaeffler, we are already pioneers in the field of electric mobility. And this expertise will later benefit volume production. That is mobility for tomorrow, the future, and I'm already a part of it.
The LuK Story. 50 years, quality, technology, innovation. And the success story continues. LuK INA FAG.